All right, in the meat event of the evening, it's the old guard versus the new guard. We got Derek Brunson taking on Edmen Shahbazyan. Last week we got a little too froggy with our attempt at a three-way parlay fillet. Nathaniel Wood got the job done as predicted. Hamzat Shemaev obviously got the job done as predicted. But a sluggish Alexander Gustafsson did not show up to fight, and he got smoked on the mat. The one place he could not afford to go with Fabricio Verdum. So, lesson learned. We've mentioned it before. Parlays can be suckers' bets. You'll be seeing MEATBOY MMA stay away from the three teamers in most situations going forward because we're back in the red. But it's only a $50 margin that we're going to quickly get back within these next few weeks. Beginning with this week's meat event, this week's Meat Locker, we got Edmen Shahbazyan fighting out of Glendale Fight Club, a place where he's essentially grown up since he was a kid, working under Edmund Tarverdian. He's 11-0, 4-0 in the UFC, where he has wins over Darren the Dentist Stewart, Charles Bird, the Welshman Jack Marshman, and recently at MSG over Brad Tavares, which we both agree is his most impressive win to date. It was a quick KO finish over a tough Tavares. He's 22 years old in his first meat event slot, taking on who we might describe as a grizzled vet, Derek Brunson. Brunson, 20-7 overall, 11-5 in the UFC. He's only lost to top-tier guys. I mean, he has those losses to Robert Whittaker, Anderson Silva, which was a fight I thought he won, Jacare Souza twice, and Israel Adesanya and Yoel Romero. Only super high-caliber guys. Tell me why you think Shahbazyan's going to get the job done against Brunson, and do you feel that he's in this high quality of opponents such as the ones that have taken out Brunson in the past? What do you think, Meatboy?
Yeah, you made some good points on Brunson's only lost to literally the top tier fighters in that division of all time. I think Edmund is that new wave, that new gen. I mean, he was, 8 years old, 10 years old, or whatever, reading 10th Planet Jiu-Jitsu books, watching
Sure.
Ronda Rousey and all the pros go, and he's training from that young. I think he really is that golden boy, the Neo. He's that Matrix. He's the real deal. I think he's going to destroy Brunson, kind of like Israel Adesanya did. We haven't seen Edmund go on the ground, but I can only imagine he's going to have an amazing takedown defense and ground game for this fight. He knows that Brunson's going to want to take him to the ground, but he's been training his whole life. He's a baby bred MMA. Like I think he's the next wave, and he'll be a title champion. He'll be a title contender very soon, in my opinion.
Yeah, I noticed that his takedown defense is 75% lifetime in the UFC, but he hasn't gone against too many, wrestling dominant guys like Derek Brunson. So I do think Derek Brunson's going to offer some new challenges that Edmund hasn't really been faced with too frequently. I mean, Shahbazyan's been matched up against these guys who have been wanting to strike. They've been wanting to throw down, and he's, finished all of them quickly. I'm super curious to see if Shahbazyan does not get that early first round finish, what this fight looks like in those second, third, fourth, fifth rounds. Because we know Derek Brunson, I mean, he's a main event guy. He's been there many times before. He's got the wrestler's gas tank. So I'm curious to see how this one goes down. But I do think Shahbazyan's on that next level, just like you mentioned. Like he seems like he's part of this, new school of MMA, the true future. And I see him getting it done. I think he's going to get the stoppage personally. Do you think that he's going to get the stoppage as well? Are you concerned at all if the stoppage isn't early? Talk to me about how Brunson's wrestling might play into this fight. What do you think?
Yeah, I think Brunson's going to rely purely on the wrestling. And
You think he's going straight
I
after
think
him
I
with a
think he's
takedown?
yeah I think he's going to go straight after him for a takedown. I think Edmund's just going to be way too good. It's going to look just like
Okay.
Israel Adesanya fight. It's a lot harder to take the Golden Boy down than he thinks it is, and he's going to get slept for thinking he can just take down this young kid getting into the UFC with all this hype behind him.
I'm with you, dude. I think Shahbazyan's the real deal. It's a meat locker. Our current balance is at 150, so we're about $50 in the red. We're only going to throw down $50 to win $15.15 for this week's meat locker. We just want to make sure we have some available funds for next week, and we'll be back out of the red probably by next weekend's fight card, maybe the weekend after, when all goes well with Shahbazyan in this week's meat event. Any last thoughts on the meat event of the evening, meat boy?
No. I'm super excited for this card. I do notice that there's about 70 people that are liking our videos, but they aren't subscribed. So smash that subscribe button, guys. Come on, it really helps us
Fan.
out. Share, like it. Give that meat like what we would say, I guess. But yeah, enjoy the fights this weekend. Hopefully, you guys have the same picks. If you don't, throw a comment below and tell us who you think is going to win and why. All right, you guys, Meat
Cool.
Boys, we're out.